side split stretching. I have slept really well, and I feel like the hours I slept must mean I'm already over my jet lag, which is impossible because it's 12 hours that I'm trying to overcome in 24 hours. But I just woke up, so we're ready. It's time. It's time to do some side splits. Let's get going. Che, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if anything looks weird with the lag with the audio as we go, and hopefully I will see that response fast enough that I can do something about it. Let's get going. 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and hopefully we make a bunch of progress in our hip mobility, in our side splits together. Oh man, this is my first bit of movement for the day and I feel stiff. So you are not alone. Let's go. We're gonna start with our first warm-up exercise, hip cars. Hip cars look a little bit like this. We're gonna start by lifting our knee as high as we can, directly in front of us. I've been told the microphone does not look like it's connected. Give me just a second. Bada boom, bada bang. It is correct. My phone is not connecting to the earbuds. It doesn't recognize them at all. What the heck? Give me a second.
It's okay, we could still hear you, so just maybe do it with that.
Okay. That's weird. But alright. Sorry about that. Did not fix itself. So you're gonna have to deal with a little worse audio. And now our dog is jumping into the door and launching itself full speed at me. Okay. Chaos. Let's do some hip cars anyway. Starting by lifting the knee up as high as we can. We're going to open up the hips to the outside as wide as we can. Try to keep the hips from moving. It's all about the leg opening up. I know I said the word hips a second ago, but it's all about your leg opening up. From here, in that position, it's going to look a little bit like this to the side. It's going to be very unlikely that you're going to be able to stick your leg directly straight to the side. I just want you to try your best to reach in that direction. From here, we're going to rotate the ankle up and get it to horizontal. All right? Then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep on rotating, keep on bringing that ankle up as high as we can. And while you do that, your hamstrings are probably going to get a little funky, get a little bit weird, and that's okay. From here, we are going to bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. Try to keep the low back pretty strong, pretty tight. And we have finished one rep. We're going to do 10 more of these on the left side, 10 on the right side. Let's go. Core nice and strong. Try to keep the hips in the same spot the whole time. High knee, open. Ankle up some more. Leg down and back. That's one. High knee, open. Ankle up, ankle back. High knee, open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. I think that's three. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's five. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's six. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's seven. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's eight. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's nine. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. And that's 10, I'm pretty sure. Whew. That is our first round of hip cars. Oh, wiggle a leg, shake it out. Let's continue with the other side. Hip cars, if I didn't say this earlier, are all about moving your leg through its maximum range of motion using your own muscle power. All right? And that means it should be tiring. It should be exhausting. You should feel like your muscles are just about to cramp, and then you can move on to the next position. All right? Let's go. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. If your floors are slippery and your opening up of the hips causes you to go whoosh and spin in circles, you might want to take off some socks. You might want to control the intensity that you open up the hips. Slow it down. That's two. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open. Ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open. ankle up, down and back, that's 5. If you're struggling with balance, feel free to put your hands against the wall, hold on to something just to give yourself a little bit of support so that you can focus on the movement. I'm pretty sure this is 7. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 8, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's 9, high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That is 10 hip cars. If you're hearing an insane amount of whining and scratching at the door, that is because the dog is very excited to see us and has not seen us in a couple of months. So unfortunately, has way too much energy and I cannot have him in the room. And he escaped another room and is right out the door behind the measures that I've taken to prevent him from getting involved. But that's okay. We're taking a quick break for a second. Move those hips. And we're going to get right into hip cars in reverse. Hip cars in reverse are pretty much the same movement. We're just changing things up ever so slightly. I want you to keep that core nice and tight, like you're bracing for a punch. And then we're going to bring this leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. And with the core tight, you should not feel too much pressure in the low back. If your core is all slappy, you might get into a position where you have a lot of arching going on in your low back, and that will put a lot of pressure in your low back. So to protect your low back, at least to prevent some irritation in the low back, keep your core tight so that your leg doesn't go as far back looking. You're feeling most of the stretch in the hips and not in that low back, all right? You see the effect of twerking? That's the effect of twerking. All right, that's enough about twerking. Let's go. Core tight, back. We're gonna lift up to the side, then we're gonna rotate the ankle up. Whee! As high as you can, keep going, keep going, keep going. Then we're gonna rotate the ankle down, and we're gonna bring the knee to the front. My hip just cracked a little bit right there. I wonder if it's because when I'm cold, my hips crack. Anyways, let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 3, I think. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 8. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Oh, that is 10 more hip cars in reverse. We got one more leg to do. I'm hoping the dog will tire itself out, but it is first thing in the morning. I don't think he will be tired for a while. This is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. We're gonna continue. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7. 3 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Oh, those are all of our hip cars. That is the first of our warm-up exercises. We only have 3 warm-up exercises. I was about to say 10, but I just meant there's 10 reps. Oh, that was intense. We are going to move on into our second warm-up exercise. Seems like Doggo has chilled out and is distracted by somebody else right now. Perfect. We're going to move on into our second warm-up exercise, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to fold forward into an L shape and just wee hang out here for a second. If you have a tight low back, your low back was contracting really hard while we were doing those hip cars, this is a chance to help them relax. Whew. And when you stop feeling a whole bunch of tension in your low back, you start feeling it mostly in your hamstrings, it's time for us to add a little bit of movement. All right? What I want you to do is bend one knee, straighten out the other leg, fold forward, breathe, and then switch back and forth. All right? Boom. Left and right and left and right. One leg is straight, one leg is bent. Keep on switching back and forth. You should feel a whole bunch of tension in the hamstrings when you transition. You might feel a little bit of pulling right underneath your glutes. That is where your hamstrings connect into your pelvis, and that's how muscles move. They connect to different bones and pull your bones closer or let them relax further from each other. And your hamstrings connect into the bottom of your pelvis, your hips. That's what it feels like right underneath your butt. All right. We had a couple more of these to do. We're hoping to get to a point where your legs feel like it's a little bit easier. It's not so grinding and so sharp and uncomfortable as when we first started. We're going to get comfy, move good, and when it's starting to feel nice, or at least easier, I want you to refocus all your efforts on folding a little bit deeper and keep going. Switch and switch and switch and switch. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, pop into a little bit of a squat. When you're folded forward like that a lot for a long time, your low back relaxes. We don't want it to be too relaxed when we get back into other stuff. So we want to pop into a squat for a second and then come back up. When you're squatting, your low back starts firing again, and that's what we want. It will help keep your spine happy. All right? That is part 1 of warm-up exercise 2. Very confusing. I gotta think of a better way to talk about this. But we are going to move on and get back into a similar position. We're gonna keep our legs about hips width apart. We're gonna bend one knee, straighten out the other leg. We're gonna fold forward. And then we're going to take one hand from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across the body and push against the outside of this shin. All right. What we're doing next is called thoracic rotation. We're going to push against the outside of that leg bone. We're going to open up our chest. We're going to extend the arm behind us. We're going to rotate the neck. Look at that hand. And when you've reached as far as you can, I want you to inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale again. Inhale, exhale. And try to reach a little bit further. That is half of a rep. We're doing 5 of these. Take your time. I talk really fast, but you don't have to move very fast. Let's go. Other leg is bent. The leg that was bent is now straight. We're reaching our hand across to the opposite ankle. We're opening up that chest. Breathing. Inhale, exhale, reach. Look over that shoulder, get your neck into that rotation, and that is 1 rep. We got 4 more to do. Let's go. Knee bent, leg straight, push and open. That's 2 part 1. 2 part 2. I could say 2 like left side, 2 right side, but I figure YouTube mirrors the camera when it's posted, so it often does not look like I'm talking about the right direction. And when I'm stretching and trying to go fast, I honestly can't remember which side it's supposed to look like when the live is going. So not gonna bother. I'm gonna call it 5 part 1 and 5 part 2. I think this is the last round. Let's go. Open, open, open. Breathe. Other side. Open, open, open. Breathe. That is hopefully 5 reps. Hopefully my rambling didn't make me miscount. Okay. We did a little bit of rotation. Your spine is moving a little bit. Your shoulder blades, your shoulders are probably a little bit more tired because you almost never reach behind you like this and then try really hard to reach even further behind you. And that's okay. You know why? Because we just wanted to get a little bit more wobble in the spine, and everything else is a bonus. Let's continue. We're going to move on into our third warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. You don't have to hop in immediately. I'm going to demonstrate what I want to see, even though I can't see you. From here, we're going to open up our legs decently wide, nothing crazy, just a little bit past hips width. From here, we're going to put all of our weight into one leg. We're going to bend that knee. We're going to slowly drop our butts down deep into a squat. I have never done a live this early in the morning, so I didn't know that the sun came in like this. I look extra pale. From here, one heel is down on the ground, and the other heel is also down on the ground. What we're trying to do is switch back and forth in this position. Over here, and over here. Boom, that's it. So, for most of us, your ankles, your hips, your knees aren't going to be quite ready for a really deep version of the stretch. What I want you to do is prep yourself. Pop into a little bit of a squat like so. Your heels are off the ground. You're trying to pull your knees into your chest. And I want you to just breathe. Hang out here for a little bit. Do a little wiggle. Do a little dance. Get down tonight. Get down this morning. And, while you're hanging out here, I want you to feel the stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. I want you to feel the folding happening here at the hips where your knees are coming to your chest or your chest are coming down to your knees, however you want to imagine it. And I want you to squirm around in this position. Just do a little wiggle, a little movement, because when we're doing the Cossack switches, when we're shifting our weight from side to side, that's what we'll be doing. So we're just warming up those hips, warming up those muscles for this deep, squishy squat position early. Whew. Okay, I think it's time. Let's do this. If you're in this position where your hands are pulling on your knees, take your hands, just put them straight down on the ground. All right? From here, extend one leg out to the side and focus on bringing this heel down on the ground. Okay? This position that we're going to be moving in and out of requires a lot of stability, a lot of balance. So, keeping your heel down is going to help you with that stability, and it's very important. For you guys, depending on how flexible you are, you can get into as low and compact a position as you want while keeping your heels down. If you can get crazy low, awesome. If you need to be quite a bit higher, that's totally fine. It is part of the process. So, once your heels are down, we're going to start scooting our butts across to the other side. If you're higher up, it is easy to go from side to side, great. If it's not so easy, you can put your hands down and help support yourself as you go from side to side. When you get to the other side, I want you to try your best to sit and squish and get compact deep into this position with the heel down. You don't have to get as low as I am right now. If you can get further, do it. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Just try to get into the most compact position you can for you. Again, we are putting our hands down, going from side to side, squishing our butts to the ground, keeping low. And I have not counted a single time. We're doing 10 in total. I'm pretty sure this is like round 4 if you've been following along. And we're going to keep going. Keep on scooting your butt side to side. If you are realizing, hey, you don't need your hands on the ground, you don't have to use them. You can start the next step by leaning forward, the same as you would have if you had your hands down on the ground. And keep going. When that starts feeling easy, you can try to sit up a little bit straighter, lift that spine up. Sort of imagine you're being pulled up from the tippity top of your head into the ceiling. And when you do that, you can extend your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance. Before you were leaning forward, so that weight was going forward, you didn't need your arms to counterbalance. When you're sitting up straight, you might need your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance. I believe we've done like 8 or 9 because I have talked so much. We gotta be close. Let's do one last one. Over to the other side, sit in it, squish, then come on back. Here is 10. Oh, that was our warm-up. If you're just joining in for the first time and you have no idea what we're doing, you're like, wait, that was the warm-up? That was really crazy. Don't worry. This is a stretching show. We do this live every single day to practice some hip mobility, some side split stuff, working on our movement. And what we're doing this warm-up for is actually a couple of stretches. We want to make the stretches count So we do the warm-up to make sure our muscles are ready, our joints are ready, and we can make the most out of a couple of 30 seconds worth of stretching. Oh, I'm gonna check the chat because I have been talking real fast way back there, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna take a break. Give me a second. Can we see your silver fox daddy? My dog? Good morning from California. It's early. Oh yeah, just fine. It's like 6:20 in the morning. That's crazy. Why do my knees crackle? Charlie Turkey asks. There's actually a bunch of reasons why your knees might crackle. Sometimes it's the same as why your knuckles crack when you do things. I don't know if you can hear. I don't think the TikTok phone would hear because the microphone's like over here. But yeah, no, actually, I don't have a good answer for that. Charlie asks, are we back in the US? Yes, indeed. What else we got? Scroll. I'm not finding that many more comments. Your dog definitely sounds excited. Indeed. Very excited, but gave up because I ignored him for long enough that it's fine. Chess is lagging a bit. I hope it's not lagging anymore. But we'll continue. Okay, let's grunt and groan and come back. We're moving on to our stretches. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. All right. The way we do the hamstring stretch here in this live looks a little bit like this. We're going to drop down to one knee. I just demonstrated both, but we're going to drop down onto one knee. We're going to extend one leg out in front. We're going to fold forward, bring the belly button down to that thigh. Whee! This is what the setup looks like. What I want you to do is grab a cushion, grab a little bit of padding for this knee so that you're not experiencing the whole weight of that leg down on your knee. Cool? Or sorry, onto the floor. I don't even know what I'm saying. Make your knee not hurt. Add some cushion. Cool? Cool. From here, when you extend the leg out, I want it to be very close to directly in front. If your legs are too close together and you're like, whoa, off balance, you can widen the stance a little bit. That's fine. But if you don't need to, keep it together. All right? Other thing to keep in mind is I want your hips right next to each other, straight, like so. Squared off, perhaps. And the reason for that is because a lot of the time we end up in a situation where we're feeling like we're doing a front split. This leg is going out way in front. This leg is going way back. Now our whole torso is rotated to the side because we're reaching way too far out on either side. All right. So pull that leg in, square it up, and get ready to fold. Bring that belly button down to the thigh. I'm going to rotate real quick so you don't have to look at the top of my head. When you're ready to go ahead and get into that stretch, I want you to fold and breathe. Just fold forward, as far forward as you can. Relax. Your hamstrings are going to tighten up. They're going to be very uncomfortable. They'll be singing a song of just hamstring sadness. And if you want, you can start massaging that leg. Just stick your fingers into them, squeeze, squish, poke, so you can distract yourself from the suffering in your hamstring. Once you've taken some good, solid, slow, and calming breaths, maybe the tension will feel less bad, and we're ready to continue. I'm going to do a big inhale, exhale, and on that exhale, I want you to slowly relax, slowly let the air out while you fold deeper into the stretch. We're going to do that together. Let's go. Inhale, take a big breath in. Slowly exhale. Fold. Get deeper into that stretch. Okay, now we're on a new stretch. Relax, breathe. You might not be able to relax. You're like, this is the craziest feeling ever. You're telling me to relax. That's insane. Breathe, nice and slow, taking some air. Exhale. Flop yourself deep into the ground. And again, you can stab your fingers into your hamstring muscles to distract yourselves from the sensations. One more. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. You might be feeling it in your calves. You might be feeling a tingly sensation in your toes, in your hammies, and that is a-okay. Keep on breathing, keep on relaxing, and we're ready to start our 30 seconds of stretching. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If this is really intense or if you're feeling discomfort in the knee, you can give it a slight bend. That'll take some stretch, take some intensity off of that stretch, and it'll also take some pressure off of the knee. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that hamstring stretch. We need the hamstrings a lot for the rest of the show, for the rest of the exercises that we got going on today. And so we spent a lot of time preparing the hamstrings, getting into a really deep, intense stretch. And if you're suffering a little bit, that's why. There's more to come. And we're just getting the most out of this first hamstring stretch. So the rest of the stretches that require some hamstring support are not nearly as brutal. Okay, we're taking the brutal stretching up front, and then maybe hopefully the other ones get easier. Okay, cool, let's go. Other side. One knee down, keep the hips squared so that you're not twisted like this, and widen your stance if you need to for balance. Fold that belly button down to the thigh. Fold, 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 fold. Feel that tension building in your hamstrings. Chill, relax, breathe. Whew. Now that you've had some practice with the other leg, relaxing your low back, relaxing your hamstrings, flopping over your leg, whoa, it's time to inhale, exhale. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit because I don't have to explain as much. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, and fold. This folding is coming from the belly button, right? The belly button is coming down. If you're focusing all your energy on sticking your face into your knee, sticking your chest into your knee, that is wasted energy. Note that my back is a little bit rounded, right? It's mostly just because it's relaxed. I'm trying to relax my muscles as much as possible. But I can also put a lot of effort trying to stick my face into my knee and turn myself into a little ball and squish down. That is going to put a whole bunch of pressure in the back of your neck, into your shoulders, into your back, and you don't need it. It's not what we're focusing on in this stretch. So relax. Don't work your neck or your shoulders too hard. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Your hamstrings should be in a newly insane range of motion. Keep on breathing. Try to relax. Give your knee a slight bend if you need to protect the knee itself because it feels painful. And 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. If you're feeling strong, you're feeling ready for some intensity, you can do another inhale, exhale on your own. Inhale, exhale, fold. Keep on breathing the whole entire time. Try to relax as much as you can. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. If that felt really intense, that is because it was really intense. We took a bunch of time to set up a really intense, thorough hamstring stretch, and now we're done. It's time to move on to our second stretch. This cushion that you had, you don't need it anymore. You could just knock it out of the way. We might need it later, but you don't need it right now. What we're going to do next is a butterfly stretch. What I want you to do is grab your feet, bring them together, pull them in while your back is resting against a wall. Have your butt, your low back, mid back, your shoulders, your head all move up against the wall and pull those legs in. If your long underwear, your pants are getting constrictive, adjust, tweak, and we're in position. From here, the goal of the butterfly stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles in the center of your body. The way we do that is by bringing knees down into the ground. All right. I want you to get stronger every time you stretch with me. So I want you to focus on using your outer thighs right here and your glutes to help open up the legs. And you can tell that it's working when your knees move slightly downwards, when you feel more intense stretch here in the inside of your groin muscles, and your knees are coming down into the ground. I'm gonna pull my pants up a little bit so I have a little bit more room in the legs. Boom. Okay. Once you're here, do a little wiggle, scoot your butt back into the wall, and keep on trying to open up those legs. Open, 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 open. Use those muscles. Wee. Once you've done your best there, I want you to take your hands and apply a little bit of pressure just below the knee. My floor is very waxed and slippery, so I'm gonna take off these socks. My toes will be cold, but that's okay. I will suffer. From here, try to keep your feet from sliding out if possible. If you cannot, then you cannot. But what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our hands, we're gonna push our legs down into the ground. When you're applying that pressure, your legs have a tendency of wanting to slide out because you don't have the flexibility to squish into that position. So try your best to keep your feet towards you, keep your feet together. When you apply pressure into your legs, you're gonna feel a whole bunch of pressure in the back of your head, in your shoulders, from pushing into the wall. And that's because your arms are attached to your shoulders, and when you're pushing your legs down, you're pushing your shoulders back. Because we have the wall, you can't go back and you can only focus on your legs. So thank you, wall. Deal with that discomfort in the back of your head. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Keep on breathing. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the hands go. Let the legs relax. If your muscles have been firing this whole time, trying to open up your legs, that's crazy. I should have told you to relax those a little bit earlier, but I forgot, and hopefully you didn't actually hold your contraction for that long. We're going to start wiggling our hips a little bit. Lift the knee slowly. Do a little dance, wiggle, flap the wings of your butterfly, and when your hips are moving good, or moving-ish, we're ready to move on into our third stretch. We're gonna do some standing pancake and or some seated pancake. Not and or, it's or seated pancake. Oh! For the pancake, the goal of the stretch is to open up our legs decently wide and fold forward. When you fold forward, we want to get into a position that looks kind of like this. Whee! That's our starting position. What I want you to do is get as low and folded forward as you can. That might mean you can open up your legs a little wider. Great. If you can. If you can't, that's okay. We want as much help from gravity as possible. The way to get as much help from gravity as possible is to keep your upper body close to horizontal. That is when leverage will be felt the most intensely right here at the hips when we're trying to fold forward. To make gravity work even more for you, you can extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears and let gravity pull you down. If you're a crazy person, you want even more pain, you can hold a water bottle, you can hold a small dumbbell out in front of you. Your shoulders will probably give out first before your hips do, but you know, whatever floats your boat. From here, if you feel like your face is about to smash into the ground, you're off balance, you can try to stick your butt further back. And let's talk about the seated pancake. In the seated pancake, you're basically in the same position, but your butt is on something. And your toes can point up into the air. you're going to probably have a little bit more difficulty getting into a really deep, wide leg position. But you can just fold forward like this. Whee! That's the main difference. You don't have to hold your own body weight up because you're sitting in a chair. Cool? All right, let's go. I recommend the standing pancake because you get to build some strength in the inside of your leg muscles. You get a little bit more control over gravity pulling you down. Controlling gravity sounds like crazy talk, but you get to move and manipulate your body so that gravity can do its job in the most effective way for your stretch. That's more close to the right description. All right, bring that belly button down, 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 down. Breathe, and that's it. We're ready. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28. Again, we're folding the belly button down into the ground. 27, 26, 25. I've lost the earbud, but I'm pretty sure this one wasn't even connected to the phone anyway. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Feel free to add a little squirm, a little wiggle. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, stick your arms down into the ground. Push yourself up. Crawl. Wiggle, squirm. Oh, bring your legs in so they can come back into standing. Oh, you might want to bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in until you're basically kind of standing again. Oh, man, if your legs are struggling right now, if you're waddling like a penguin, that's okay. The pancake is a really hard, really intense stretch, and we're done with it. Oh, if you have been on this live for a little bit and you're like, what is this guy doing just suffering on the floor? This live is all about doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work every single day so that we can practice the most important quality, consistency. We're building consistency. We're building a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet so that we can all make a little bit of progress in our hip mobility and in our side splits together. Whew. And hopefully you like that. Hopefully you recognize you want a little bit more. So hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We do this show live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. It is currently not 9 p.m. Eastern, it's 9 a.m. And that's because on the weekends we have double lives. We have lives at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you're not in the Eastern time zone, you're like, when did this start? What? We started 40 minutes ago. Cool? So that is our 9 a.m. time. Oh, man, my hips are tired. Hopefully you've had a couple of minutes, maybe at this point, to relax after the pancake. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. You got the option between a figure four or a pancake stretch. Whatever you like, you can do. If you feel comfortable with one, go ahead and do that one. But I'm going to explain and demonstrate the figure four stretch today because I did the pancake last night. No, the pigeon last night. We just finished the pancake. For the figure four stretch and for the pigeon stretch, both stretches look a little bit like this. We're bringing the ankle up to the knee right here, making this thing that looks like the number 4. And then we're bringing the leg up to the belly button, and the belly button down to the leg. Hold on, let me rotate. When we're in this position, we want to feel the stretch here in the outside of the hip, in the outside of the glutes. And you might also feel it in your legs in all sorts of places depending on how tight your leg muscles are. You might feel it here in the hips. You might feel it in your hamstrings. You might feel it here in the adductors, the inner thighs. And if you do, that's okay. We're going to lay on down on our backs to do the figure four. Oh, I know you just got out of bed probably, so laying back down is dangerous. But let's go. Lay down on your backs. Cross this leg over your other knee. I'm going to create this little triangle right here. Stick your arms in through the triangle and around outside of that leg. Pull the knee into your chest. Wow. And you're going to start feeling a whole bunch of muscles start complaining right away. Ignore them. I mean, don't actually ignore them. I'm just joking. But pull a little bit more. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Try to relax. Pull a little bit more. Inhale, exhale. Pull a little bit more. Okay. Once it's really starting to feel intense, we're ready to go. We're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. All right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. As soon as you feel like everything is starting to get chill, to get relaxed, add a little bit more pull. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. If your knee is feeling a little achy, you're feeling like there's a lot of pressure coming in from the ankle, but the hip itself isn't folding well, you can palm your knee and give that a little bit of a pull directly. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep pulling your legs into your chest. 3, 2, 1, 0. Inhale, exhale, one last breath. Pull that leg in. Okay, relax. Drop the heel. When you're already in this position, you can let your legs flop to either side. You can extend your arms down to the ground and use those arms to stabilize your upper body while you let the lower body sort of flop over from side to side. Let your back rotate a little bit. Relax that low back. And we're ready to move on into the other figure 4. Let's rotate this whole thing around. Ooh, the floor is like nice and slippery, so I can spin around really easily. That's nice. All right, we're crossing the leg over to the other side, forming the triangle, reaching our hands through the triangle around the other leg. We're pulling that leg in. It's going to be intense immediately, and that's okay. Take a little breath. Pull a little harder. Take a little breath. Pull a little harder. Take a little breath. Pull a little harder. And keep going. Pull a little harder. Once you have set up, hold on, let me turtle myself around. Once you've set up for the stretch, keep on breathing, keep on pulling your leg in. Don't relax too hard. I know you're on your back, maybe your eyes are even closed. Just don't fall asleep. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Keep on pulling that leg in. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. And remember, you can cup the knee a little bit to give a little bit more support there. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Take another big inhale, exhale. Pull that leg in a little bit more, and all right, we're done. Drop the arms off to the side, stabilize your torso, drop your hips, drop your knees off to the side and back and side and back. And relax. That is our 4th stretch. We just wrapped up some figure 4 or some pigeon if you prefer that. And that means it's time to get in some side splits. So far, we've done a whole bunch of warm-up exercises. We've done a whole bunch of stretching to prepare our hips for the side splits. We're going to do 3 rounds of 30 seconds, and in between each of those rounds, we're going to shake out the tension. We're going to wiggle, we're going to flop, we're going to relax as much as possible to get into a deeper second, a deeper third side split stretch. If you're a little bit worried, don't. I explain everything. We go nice and slow to get set up. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat before we get into it, in case there's something I need to address. Patricia says, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Okay. Just Fine says, let's do again. I don't know what happened, but Thanks. I'm glad you're so excited that you want to do it again. Bryce, welcome back. And I'm scrolling. Is there anything else I need to respond to right now? No, it looks okay. All right, scrolling back to the bottom. Let's go. Oh, whew. Side splits. Before we get into actual side splits, I want you to stay safe. So let's talk about safety for a second. I want you to move your butt over to a wall. Stand about 8 to 12 inches, 1.5, 2 footsteps in front of the wall, so that if you ever lose balance while you're trying to figure out this position, your butt can just fall backwards. You can rest your butt against the wall and you'll be fine. All right, a lot of the time, if you're a little bit too far from the wall, or I mean, if you're just like kind of in the middle of your floor, if you lose balance and you struggle and you're like, no, boom. If you're too far away from the wall, you'll smash your back into the wall, and that won't be very comfortable. But if you're not anywhere close to a wall, you might just fall backwards onto your butt, and that might really hurt your tailbone. So, if you're just starting out, if you're just experimenting with the side split right now for the first time, get close to a wall so that if you start falling backwards, the wall will keep you safe. And I think with that, I have scared you enough to start some stretching. Let's go. We're going to start by opening up our legs wide. As wide as you can. Doesn't have to be crazy. It's up to you what you can handle. If you've gone so wide that you're starting to feel a pinching pain in your hips, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back in. Breathe. Chill for a sec. And we're going to bring this belly button right here down into the ground. Fold. Whee! If you can, I want you to try to touch your hands to the floor. If you cannot get there, feel free to use some yoga blocks to elevate your hands. Feel free to grab a stool to elevate your hands. You can even use a chair if you'd like. From here, we're going to get into the most important position in the whole entire stretch. It is called leg external rotation. What we're going to do is we're going to look at this leg. Right now, the feet are flat on the ground. What we want to happen is to rotate the whole leg backwards so that your heels are down, your toes are pointing up, your knees are pointing up, your quads are pointing up, and we gotta do that on both sides. When you are able to do that, we have rotated our leg bones, the thigh bones, out of the way of the hip bone area so that they don't smash into each other and your bones don't get in the way of your side split. Now, all that's left is your muscles trying to get stretched. I demonstrated this rotation at a really high point so I could show you both legs at the same time. But hopefully you didn't do it from that high up and have to slide all the way down into the stretch. When your legs are rotated and your toes are pointing up, this is our position. We are good to go. If you have been using a stool, you can maintain the stool the whole time. Just know if you start falling backwards and your hips start going, the stool is not going to keep you safe, right? Like you're going to just have to take it with you. So lean forward into your hand and hang out here for a little bit. We're here. This is it. This is our stretch. We're holding this for 30 seconds. I want you to try to do a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. See if we can get just a little bit deeper. Break the friction holding your feet back. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Just like before, I want you to try to relax. I want you to take breaths in and out. And I want you to, if you can, I guess, massage your muscles. Probably you can't because you got to hold your body weight up. Otherwise, the stretch gets too intense. So just imagine you're massaging your muscles, distracting yourself from the sensations. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. If you're really close to a wall right now and your butt is touching the wall, it's possible for you to just hang out and rest your butt against the wall. That will take some of the intensity off of the stretch while you're still in position. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, we are wrapped up with that. Walk your hands forward, bring your knees in, and that is stretch number 1. Breathe. relax, recover for a second. We're gonna come back into standing and shake out some of that tension. Oh, yeah, stand up, waddle around like a penguin if you need to, and let's get ready to shake. We're going to shake out the tension in our legs. What we want, the ultimate goal, is to just be loose and floppy and wiggly and shaky. But it's not so easy to get into if you haven't tried to be loose and flappy and wiggly and shaky before. So here is a breakdown of how to get into it. I want you to imagine you just stepped in a puddle of water. And you're like, ew, my feet are wet. I want you to imagine you're trying to flick the water off of your toes as far as possible, as fast as possible. You're whipping your leg out, you're going, whoosh. And if it helps, you got somebody you're particularly angry at right now, you can imagine you're just flicking dirty water at their face, right into their eyeballs. So high and far and fast so that they don't have any idea where that water droplet came from. It just came out of the sky. Is dirty rain. That is the sensation I want you to be imagining as you're flicking your leg out. All right, once you've done that a couple of times, hopefully you've noticed that your calves are relaxed, your ankle is relaxed, because that is going to help you whip that leg out. Get used to that relaxation, and then you can start dropping your knee down into the ground. You don't have to lift your leg as high. You can get a little lazy. You've already gotten your dirty rain revenge, so you can just chill now. And we're going to flop the leg, shake it, give it a little wiggle. The ankle's still relaxed. The calves are still relaxed. You're just shaking out the leg now. Shake, 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 shake. You can pick up the speed, go faster. You don't have to move as far. Just keep shaking. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. You can start adding in other body parts. Just relax the muscles. And that is what we're doing. Cool? Same thing on the other side. You don't have to exaggerate nearly as long with that flick, but drop the knee. Keep on shaking out the leg. Make the ankles relax, make the calves relaxed. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And hopefully your legs are relaxed. We're gonna do a little bit for the hips to help those relax, because after you do some of this stuff, these muscles tend to go a little crazy. So what I want you to do is put all your weight into one leg. I want you to drop just the big toe, maybe the ball of the foot down on the other leg. And I want you to focus on rotating the leg in and out. All of the movement is coming from this thigh bone. Your hips are not moving. It's just this leg rotating. When you're doing this, you should be adding a little bit of movement for the muscles here in the hip, but mostly we're just trying to relax the leg. If you get real cool with this, real fun, you can pick up the pace. You can do the same thing as before, where your leg is just vibrating, shaking and wiggling super fast. You don't have to get there today. You can also do it in some other ways. If you want, you can start turning this into dance moves. We can do some stanky leg. We can do both legs at the same time. We can do a little bit of movement for that hip. Exactly how you do it isn't that important. The most important thing is that you're adding a little bit of movement. You're helping the muscles relax so that we can get into a more intense second side split, a more intense third side split. But if you have a particular goal, or having a particular goal will help you to focus, then you can get to this point where one leg's holding the weight, you're leaning way off to the side, your big toe is down, and you're rotating your leg so fast back and forth, and your quads, your thigh muscles are so loose and so relaxed, it'll look like your whole leg has turned into jelly. And you can very much get into that when all of the muscles in your legs are relaxed and you're shaking them back and forth really fast. Oh, okay. You didn't need to do most of that stuff. We only needed like a third of it to get relaxed and get ready for the side split. I was just showing you other fun stuff that you can work on. Cool? Let's go. It's time to get into side split number 2. Let's do it. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of your wall, whatever it is you're ready to rest your butt on in case you lose balance. Open up those legs decently wide. If your hips are starting to hurt, you've gone too far. Bring your legs in ever so slightly until the sensation of pinching in the hips is gone and we're ready to fold. Take that belly button, bring it down into the ground, fold. If you can, stick your hands down, and if you can't, grab something so you can stick your hands down onto it. From here, we're going to do the most important part of the whole stretch. We're doing some external leg rotation. what that looks like is we're taking this foot right here that's flat on the ground. We're going to rotate the whole leg so that the foot looks like the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are up, and the quad muscles are up. But, you know, the most obvious thing is that the foot is doing this. Boom. Do that on both legs. Bam. And try to, you know, keep your hands down so you don't have to maintain balance and be really uncomfortable like I am. I was just trying to make it easier to point to things. And we're in position. Again, we have rotated our thigh bones out of the way of our hip bones so that we can focus on the muscles and not the bones pinching and making themselves uncomfortable. Walk your hands back towards your hips a little bit, and that will put some pressure into your hamstrings. Walk your hands forward. It'll put more pressure into your inner thigh muscles. And we need a little bit of both, so feel free to hang out in either or switch it up when you're feeling like one is too intense. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30. 29. 28. 27. Add a little wiggle from side to side occasionally. See if you can get a little bit deeper. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. If you're really close to the wall, feel free to lean back into the wall, sit against it for a second, do a little bit more of a wiggle. Having something to rest your butt on gives you a little bit of support, reduces the intensity in your hands, in your fingers. 16, 15, 14, 13. If you've been doing the side split this whole time with your arms completely locked out, with your elbows straight, experiment with bending the elbows a little bit and see if suddenly you feel like, holy cow, the stretch got twice as hard. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Walk your hands forward. Bring your knees in. That is stretch number 2. Breathe. Relax while you're kneeling or sitting on the ground or whatever is a comfortable position. And when you can, when you're done grunting and groaning, you can come back up into some shaking out, relaxing stuff. All right, let's go. I'm not done grunting. I'm not done groaning. Let's go. Let's shake it out. We're flicking water off of our toes. We're whipping that dirty rain up into the sky, having it fall. And we're taking that relaxation in the calves, that relaxation in the ankles, and we're letting loose. Relax, 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 relax. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. When you're ready, you can add in your arms. You can let in your shoulders. You can let in everything else into the wiggle dance. And we're done with that leg. Other side. Flick, 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 flick. Keep your ankles, keep your calves relaxed, and start dropping your knee. Keep on flicking the leg so that your ankles are flopping all over the place. Your calves are relaxed. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And let's move on to the hips. We're going to shake out the hips ever so slightly. All of your weight is in one leg. The other leg is just the big toe that's down. We'll bring the knee in and out, 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 in and out. You don't have to go super fast. If you haven't figured out the form, you can bend the knee extra so you can really see your knee coming in and out. As you get more comfortable with it and you know how to activate those muscles, how to work those muscles, you can straighten out the leg. You can put even less weight on that leg so that your legs can start shaking and flopping like you're doing a crazy dance and your leg starts looking like it's vibrating. Woo! Okay. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Okay, I think that's enough. That was our second round of relaxation. Let's get into our third and final side split. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up those legs and drop. Whew. When you're feeling pinching in the hips, you have gone too far. Bring your legs back in just a little bit, and we're ready to fold that belly button down. Put your hands down if you can. If you need to, elevate your hands for a little bit of support. That's absolutely a-okay. I recommend that when you're in this position, you take a couple of seconds to see how deep you can get. Don't go all the way. Don't go to your deepest, most painful holding position. Just get a little bit deeper. All right. From here, one of my feet, I think, are cut off. But the other one, this one right here, is visible. So let's demonstrate the external rotation one more time. What we're going to do is rotate this whole leg back so that the quad muscle, instead of pointing kind of vaguely forward towards you guys, it's going to start pointing upwards. All right. It's the same with the toes. It's going to look like this. Ba-bam! The heels are now down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up, the quads are pointing up. We're going to do that on both sides. I'm going to get into a more compact position. Boom! This foot is also up. You don't have to get as high up off the ground if you aren't here. I'm just doing this so that I can show both my legs on the screen. Okay. Now we're back to a stretched position. Breathe. Chill. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can push your legs out just a little bit further. And if it was really confusing, because I keep on doing this standing, your hands should be down the whole time so that you can support yourself, so that you can balance, so that you can hang out a little bit better. I do the standing thing so you can see the legs both doing the rotation. And I don't usually do that, but I did today. And maybe I won't if that's confusing. So let me know in the chat. If that makes it more confusing, then I will not do the standing leg rotation thing. All right. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30. 29. 28. 27. 26. You can add a little wiggle from side to side whenever you feel like it at this point to see if you can get just a little bit further into your stretch. 23. 22. 21. 20. Experiment with scooting your butt back. Experiment with scooting your butt forward. Feel the stretch in different parts of your legs. When your arms are forward, you're going to feel it more in the inner thighs. When your butt is back, you're going to feel it more in your hamstrings. You need a little bit of both and combine them to get into the full side split. So feel free to experiment and do whichever one you feel like. Until you get really good at one and the other one is suffering and you need to spend time clearly on the other one, then maybe just focus on the other one. But until then, feel free to do whatever you want. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Crawl on the floor if you need to. Grunt and groan. Pull those legs in. Sit on your butt. Let your legs relax. Breathe. Don't hyperventilate, just breathe. And we're ready to shake it out for the third and final time. We're going to do some joint checks, and then we'll be ready to wrap up, and I'll take a good, solid, deep look at the comments because I have not been back there in a little bit. As you're taking your time, getting back into standing, I'm going to remind the audience here that we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every single day to practice a little consistency, to build a little bit of community, try to send some good vibes out into the internet so that we can all suffer on the floor together and make the unbearable suffering a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. If you like that, if you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. And it's currently not 9 p.m. Eastern, it's currently 9 a.m. Eastern. And that's because on the weekends, we do bonus lives. We do a double live at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. You're at the 9 a.m. live. If you like to start your day on the weekends with some stretching, but getting the exercise out of the way, then feel free to come back in for the morning lives. And with that, if you liked anything about what I just described, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things, and come on back, do some more stretchy stuff with me. Cool? All right, we're going to shake out the legs. Last round of shaky. Shake. Wiggle. Flick. Let those calves relax. Let the ankles flop around and just do whatever the heck they want. Floppity flop, floppity flop. And other side. Flop, floppity flop. Wiggle. Shake. And whew. Now we're going to do a little bit for the hips. If you're just starting out, you can put all your weight into one leg, drop the big toe, maybe the ball of the foot down on the other leg. There's almost no weight on it. And start by rotating the knees in and out and in and out and in and out. Once you've figured out how to use these two muscles to help rotate, we're going to add a little bit of intensity. We're going to pick up the pace. You can lean even more onto this side, straighten out the leg a little bit, and when you get really relaxed, your quad muscles, these things right here in the front of your leg, will start relaxing too. And you can start shaking out the whole leg and turn into a giant floppy wiggly thing. All right? The goal is to be jello, to be floppy noodles fresh out of the pot, soggy ramen noodles. Just shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And of course, if you're not quite ready for that, or if you want to make it more fun, we can always take that movement and turn it into dance moves. All right? We can do some stanky leg. We can do some stanky leg on the other side. We can bring the knees in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out at the same time. So, if you'd like to make the exercises a little bit more fun, please feel free to add it in, enjoy yourself, and it's just about relaxation. So whatever way helps you relax, helps you feel fun, helps make you stay a little bit more consistent, pick that. That's all that matters. All right, we're gonna do some joint checks. We're gonna wrap up. What I want you to do first is do some hip circles. Wee, nice and slow. Ooh, grunt and groan as much as you need to. Ooh, had my hip make a little bit of a sound here in the left one. That's unexpected. Haven't had one of those in a while. And, after the side split, usually I feel a lot of tension here in the left and right side of the hip. And so I like to spend a little bit more time chilling, hanging out on those sides, letting them relax a little bit. If you're finding that other parts of your hip, maybe your low back, is feeling tense right now, give it some time, give it some love, and once you've done that, we're ready to move on. We're going to go ahead and do a quick high knee. All right? We're going to contract these muscles here in the hip flexor just to make sure that that is working. You only need to do one to find out if you're struggling with it or not. If you're fine, we're ready to move on. From here, we're going to keep our legs pretty close together. I always turn before I'm ready. I don't know why. And what we're going to do is pop into a bit of a squat. We're going to do some calf raises from that squat. All right, from the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to bring our chest down towards our knees. Then we're going to push our knees out past our toes as much as possible. If you can't get super far, that's fine. When you are in this position, your toes should be working really hard to keep you from flopping over. We want that. We want your toes engaged. When your toes are working real hard, your feet should also start working real hard. And if you push your knees past your toes, your Achilles tendon, your calves should all be real tight. Your knees are feeling quite a bit of pressure. Your quads are holding a lot of weight. We want that to be happening. We want all of these muscles, all of these joints working well together. From here, before your quads get exhausted, try to do some calf raises. Come up onto those toesies. Try to balance your weight between your big toe and your pinky toe. Up and down. You can put your hands down if you need to for a little bit of stability. And when you're ready, come back up into standing. If your quads are on fire right now, that's okay. If your calves are on fire right now, that's okay too. We just did a super combo exercise to make sure all the joints in our lower body were working well together in at least the primary movement pattern in the squat, in the calf raise. Cool? That, I think, is our life. We have wrapped up all of our exercises. It is 70 minutes, 10 minutes into the next hour. And, I'm going to sit down and do some Q&A. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Queen RR on YouTube says, Hi, I definitely needed this today. I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're feeling loose and ready to hang out and crush whatever you got left for the day. All right, let's see. Chase sent a bunch of roses. Thank you. Whew. Interesting. Okay, and I'm going to scroll through the chat. Just Fine says, let's do neck and shoulder stretching, please. Sure. I got time. Let's add in some neck and shoulder stretching. If you have a chair, I recommend you go sit in it. And if you don't, you can use a stool and you can just try your best, I guess. We'll see how that goes. Let me know how that goes. But if you have a chair to sit in, we can get into some neck and shoulder stretching real quick. What I recommend is have a seat on something you can reach your hand underneath and you can grab. All right? And once you're sitting up nice and straight, I want you to, for example, we're going to stretch out this side. All right, I want you to stick the side that you want to stretch, that arm, down on the dirt under your seat. Grab under that stool, grab under the chair. And I want you to lean slightly over to the opposite side. So we're stretching out this muscle. I want you to lean over, feel these muscles getting pulled nice and tight. And then while your head is facing forward, because we're still trying to stretch out these muscles on the side of the head, I want you to pull slightly with the other hand, pull your neck just a bit down. Wee. Feel that stretch here in those muscles. You might also feel it across your shoulder over here. You might feel it a little bit in this part of the shoulder. If you're really going for it, maybe you might feel it a little bit in your triceps as well. I don't think you should, but if you're really tight here in the triceps, you might feel that as well when you're pulling on that arm. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. So we're gonna sit up straight, gonna gently pull that head to the side. Keep your head facing forward. Gonna grab the bottom of the chair with the other hand. We're going to lean into that stretch. You should feel the stretch here in the side of the neck, a little bit in the shoulders, a little bit down that arm, but most of it should be right here in the neck. You can do the same going forward. You don't have to hold on to the back of the chair. You can slowly, gently pull your head forward so that your chin is coming down to your chest. And breathe. Inhale, exhale. The same techniques that we use throughout the live. It should not be a painful sensation. It should feel like a stretch. When you do this, you might feel the stretch in the neck directly, but you might also feel a stretch in your mid-back. Oh, don't hold that for too long. It gets tiring. For most people, I feel like you probably slouch and you lean your head forward more than enough, so you probably don't need that much more of that stretch. To do the opposite, I want you to sit up straight. I want you to keep your chest up, and I want you to look slightly behind the top of your head. All right, I don't want you to lean so far back that you're looking behind you, because now the rest of your back is engaged in that look. I want you to just look up and slightly behind the back of your head. That should help stretch out some of these muscles here. If you want, I think you could potentially hold your chest down or hold your arms down, but I don't think it's going to add very much to the stretch. So just focus on feeling the stretch while you're looking up. And that should get the sides of your, the front of your neck stretched out a little bit. So what did we do? We did side, side, back, front. The neck is designed to actually move in a whole bunch of directions, right? Like when you're checking over your shoulder, looking back, that is slightly different neck muscles. So if you want to, you can keep on working on these. You can focus on keeping your eyes level and looking directly to the right. Look some more, look some more, look some more, and then go the other way. Look to the left, look some more, look some more, look some more. You can do a bunch of these nice and slow. Nothing super jerky. You're not whipping your head back and forth. This is not Willow Smith's whip my hair back and forth, whip my hair back and forth. We are slowly letting the muscles that help the muscles that get stretched, I guess, when we rotate the neck from side to side, lengthen, loosen, and once you've done a couple of those, what else does the neck do? The neck also does this. We kind of did it before by pulling our neck down, so we're feeling a stretch here. But if you do it manually, like you control the muscles so that your ears start dropping down to the side, you can sort of contract here, and you can feel a very different sensation than compared to when you're pulling your neck down. So try to keep your face still facing forward. Make your head move from left to right in the same pattern that we were pulling on, but do it yourself. And feel that stretch a little bit differently when you're doing it without pulling on it with your hands. And I'm pretty sure is most of the range of motion that your neck should be able to hit. I have read that, what is it that I read? What are we trying to do? I can't remember. So I'm just not going to make some stuff up right now. We have done side to side. We have done rotation. We have felt the stretch in the neck muscles, front, back, forward. Hopefully, that's enough to get your neck a little bit more relaxed and your shoulders a little bit more relaxed. What else we got? I'm going to scroll back up into the chat for a second just to see if there's anything I've missed from a bit earlier. Bryce says, this is a new move. I can't remember. What is a new move? Did I introduce something completely brand new? I don't think I did. But if something looked very new, let me know exactly what we were doing right before or right after it. And I will hopefully remember what it is that we're doing. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling. Just Fine says, let's do again. Okay, I think I've seen most of these chats. I'm going to scroll real fast to the very tippity top to see if there's anything at the very beginning that I missed. Nope, I think I've seen these. Scroll, 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 scroll. And Chareth says, thanks, Ken. You're welcome. All right. I'm scrolling to the bottom. Don't see anything else. If I've overlooked your chat, my apologies. Throw in another one if you need me to see something. Otherwise, we're about ready to wrap up. Just Fine says, now it's time for my 30-minute walk. Amazing. This is a great way to start your morning. Stretched out, warmed up, getting that walk in. Tomorrow says the stanky leg prob. Yep. The stanky leg. I feel like I've been adding it in a lot, but I'm sorry you haven't seen it enough. Yeah, the hip mobility, we try to make it fun. And so when it turns into some stanky leg, you're still relaxing the leg, you're still moving the hip, and you're still putting most of the weight in this like one leg and then this movement going on here, right? And as long as you're relaxing, as long as you're having fun, that's really all that matters. When your muscles are chilled out, we'll be able to get into more side splits. So enjoy the stanky leg. If you want, you can call the whole thing stanky leg. You can call this in and out thing stanky leg junior. That's often what I've called it in the past. Not consistently, but I've done it a bunch. And then I never really call this anything, but you know, if you want to cross your arms, cross your legs, I don't actually know the dance move. So I just pretend, and hopefully I skip it fast enough that nobody says anything about how I'm not doing it correctly or whatever. But you know what? It's fine. It's no big deal. Victoria asks, have you grown your hair out into a ponytail? I have attempted during the COVID days to grow out my hair along with like half of society. It's too much. It's too much hair. It's too much of a pain in the butt to manage. So after a couple months, I was like, nope, can't do it. And I cut all of it off in the bathroom, in the shower. So never quite. I mean, I got to the point where I could definitely like stick rubber bands in my hair and it would have like this kind of funny Japanese samurai style look. But yeah, after that, there's just too much hair. So I couldn't do it. Too much work. Tomorrow, says LOL. Okay, I think with that, we have covered all the chat. I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency with me this morning. Hopefully, you're feeling loose and chilled out now that we have done a whole bunch of stretching, exercising, moving. I hope the additional neck stuff at the end is useful, especially if you sit in a chair, you got to work at a desk. Some of these stretches that you can add in are really easy to do from a chair, from your working situation. And that's it. That's everything. I should probably say we just wrapped up 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching. We do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to send good vibes out to the internet so that we can stretch and suffer on the floor together and make it a whole bunch more bearable. If you like that, make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, and I will see you soon. We have another live in 10 and a half hours. No, yes, 10 and a half hours at 9 p.m. Eastern today. So feel free to come in, join for that. If you got other plans, don't feel that much pressure. It's okay, you were here for the morning. We will be putting up some other videos soon. If you liked some of the travel videos that I've done, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, on YouTube, kind of spontaneously dropped into reviewing outdoor workout spaces in other countries as I was traveling through, and we got another video for Japan, another video for Bangkok coming out hopefully soon now that we're not traveling. And feel free to check that out. I make other content, not so much around stretching or side splits, a little bit around mobility, mostly around the idea of adding a little bit of exercise into your life where you can, practicing consistency where you can. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym for an hour every single day or every other day of the week. It means getting a little bit of workout in the 2 minutes you have while your kettle boils water for coffee, while your microwave is going. We did stretches for 30 something seconds, maybe a little bit longer because we're setting up, we're trying to get deeper into the stretch. But if you can suffer that much in 30 seconds, just imagine what you can do in 2 minutes, all right? Don't sleep on adding a little bit of movement into your day, throughout your day, and that's enough. For a lot of people, that'll be plenty. So that's what I do. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you enjoyed the good vibes. Check out my other stuff, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to crawl on over back to the phone and hang up now. Hang up? Close out? I don't even know what the word, what is the verb here? Closing. Goodbye.